Hey, what's going on everybody? It is Nick here, back with a brand new video. Today we're going to be talking a little bit more about uh, no specific, crypto. We're just going to be talking about pretty much the entire crypto market, especially, answering the question you know, is this alt season, this bull run done? Is it over or is it just beginning? Because I feel like right now, a lot of people are kind of speculating, especially newcomers to this space. I'm seeing a lot of panic. A lot of people are kind of just like right now saying like I'm scared. What's happening next? Like are we gonna crash? Blah blah blah. And yeah, I mean honestly, I'm not worried at all. To really answer that question, I would say I think we're just starting, and even if we look at like previous market cycles. Like for an example, let's go look at Bitcoin. So if we'll go to the 1 week, right? And we actually need to go look at a different chart than this. 1 second. Let's look at the Coinbase one. Okay, so let's not look at all of this. This is actually pretty old, but for the most part, this actually will work. So let's go to the 1 week, kind of zoom out a little bit, go back all the way to here. So if we're analyzing this from, previous patterns, so this is from 2015. So this is kind of just trading sideways, trading sideways, trading sideways. This is 2017. So this is December. We started ranging higher. This is around May, actually. This is actually around May 22nd. So here is, the climb up. This is where, new highs were made. This is where everybody was feeling euphoric, and it ranged higher and higher and higher. Of course, there were some dips there too. If we look at this from a zoomed out point here, 1 second, to give you guys a little bit more of a market structure. So if we look at this, here we are pretty much in May. Well, actually, like around here. So this is like May. Okay, and we see that there's some dips here and there that happen. Totally normal. Now this is on a 1 week basis, so some of these were lasting a little bit longer. But for the most part, we ranged higher in July. This is at the peak of August. So this is that new all-time high. I mean, this is about $5,000 almost. Then we seen a dip down to around $2,900. Now, what's interesting about this is that we got an impulse high here all the way into, December. This was around December 4th, 2017, where we reached that 20K mark nearly, and then that's when the crash officially happened all the way down to these $3,000 levels, and now we're kind of seeing what really went on here, which was a trade sideways, and then new all-time highs. Now, why is this so significant? Why am I even looking at it like this? The reason why I'm looking at it like this is, we still have until August, which August would be the peak, right? So around August, where do I see us at? So technically speaking, I think in terms of where we will be at, it will probably be at around 70K in August. We'll see probably a little dip because we haven't been moving fast, and I really want to stress the idea that to anybody thinks that we're going to be at 100K in August, for an example. I just want to stress the fact that we really have not been moving fast at all. This move here, all of this building was in months of a time. So to get to our peak, which would be 85K, that's my top. Just to stress the idea that that's my personal top. It doesn't have to be everyone's, but to get to the point of 85K, I think that lands us to around December. I think that will slowly build up, get a pullback at the end of August, probably to around, I would say, give or take 65K. I think 65K is like pretty much the support level here of a high. It's actually kind of resistance right now if you think about it. But yeah, I think we, top out around 75, pull back a little bit, and then top out at 85K in December. So realistically speaking, we are just starting. If we zoom out here, you can kind of see it. We're building here. This is actually a slow build up, realistically. And, if we look at this, I mean, this high that we're building here is like almost nearly 3 times to 4 times what this was back here. We're only up about 440%, give or take. When we hit this all-time high, it was a little more. It was probably around like 600%. But for the most part, if we look at the market structure, we're nowhere close to where we should technically be in terms of, what our all-time high really should be for Bitcoin in terms of people's, targets like, 200K and stuff. To get to 200K, I mean, that's a long ride up. Even to 100K, it's fairly pretty high, run up. I don't think 100K is there. I think 75 to 85 is a clear picture. I think that could be easily hit. It's nothing too crazy. But what's cool about this is that, yeah, we're still very, very early in this bull run, and we can kind of see that here too. If we look at the, Bitcoin dominance, we're ranging a little bit lower. We're about to hit 41. We actually hit 41.82 apparently on the days range here, which I actually don't even think that's where we actually hit. But for the most part, I see us ranging a lot lower. I think that we're going to be probably bottoming it out about at around 41 by the end of Friday, which I mentioned that previously in my last videos. But for the most part, I think overall, currently right now, the real big picture to look at is we haven't even made a new bottom for Bitcoin dominance. Until we hit the bottom, well, a new bottom, I should say, in terms of Bitcoin dominance, I think that's when we should be concerned. So if we look at this at the 1 day, right, our main bottom is from 2017 to 2018, which is right here about 35. Now break below that and then have, an impulse red candle like this on Bitcoin would concern me. But until we get a new low on this with, a new all-time high in terms of like, large market cap coins like XRP and HBAR and stuff, then I think that we're still very early. Once that happens, once we break below 35, then it's time to kind of be concerned about what's next, because, we could easily range as low as 25% in terms of Bitcoin dominance. Right now, we're still, we're still trading at a solid point right here. We're still above a little bit of the yearly resistance, which is, around 40. So, now once 40 is broken and cleared, then I could see an impulse down to about 38, I would say, because 38 would reclaim this support level here. But yeah, I mean, so far right now, we're still looking good. Overall, the market, yeah, it was a little bloodbath of a day, but we anticipate those days. That's why we, take profit. We buy the dip. It's just usually how it goes. Yeah, you DCA in on dips that go below your original buy-ins, but for the most part, something like this, I don't really look at it as anything bad. If we look at this from the 1 hour, anything like, for example, this red candle here that brought us all the way down to about 47K, something like this, I wouldn't really look at it as, anything like terrible. We hit like about 46K flat, but I wouldn't look at it as, hey, I can't believe that we went that low on panic sell and that's it. I would look at this as a perfect buy opportunity. if we look at something like, let's go to Matic, because Matic is one of those projects that I think are absolutely incredible to hold, especially even, right now. So if we look at this from a zoomed out point, all right, so we were trading at about $1.30 here, which this was honestly on a 1 day. So this was yesterday, technically. It's still today, if we're really looking at it. But, we came down as low as 91 cents, almost 90. Well, actually, it was like 92 cents. But for the most part, and this is why I say buy the dip, because you could pretty much guarantee from 92 cents, you're going back to $1.30, which is a difference of 38 cents per, coin that you hold. So, say for so, you bought the dip with, I don't know, $1,000 or so, you're going up by $380 nearly, which is massive. I mean, that's a decent gain. I mean, and that's just short term. Long term, I see Matic going to $10, but this is not a Matic video. I will update you guys in terms of that. But, for the most part, this is why we buy dips. We don't buy here. If anything, we sell there and buy here. That's just the rule of crypto. But if we look at this, I mean, this is why, something like this shouldn't be looked at as something so negative or like, panic. This is where we buy. This is something that's a gift, if anything. I mean, in my opinion, I always say buy the dip and just kind of be patient, because when you buy a dip or something, it's usually going to turn out pretty good. Even if we look at something like, we'll say HBAR, right? So we were looking at HBAR earlier today in terms of my video. Now we were trading at around 28 cents or so. We went as low as 22 cents on HBAR. We hit 21.8, and now we're trading at about 25.8. So it's a difference of 4 cents. Again, perfect entry here. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. If anybody wanted to buy in, we broke below our support level of about 25. And yeah, I mean, you got a perfect buy right here. That was pretty much the lowest that I think that we go for a very long time. And you guys already know how bullish I am on HBAR. I mean, overall, this is one of my main holds. So, yeah, if I really had to, make a claim, or if I really had to talk somebody out of, selling their entire bag because, something like this happened, I would say, dude, like, this is the climb. We're climbing a mountain here, and it's not going to be easy. But at the end of the day, you're going to enjoy what's on the other side, because you don't get rich overnight. You also don't make 10x gains overnight or 100x gains overnight, for the most part at least. You really got to endure things like this. This is just part of the game, and if you want to play it, then you got to experience this as well. It's very easy to experience this and feel great, but to experience this and also feel good, it takes diamond hands. It also takes no fear. You gotta pretty much take your emotions out of the game and really just play it how you think is the smartest way to play it, and that's buying the dip, because the bounce back will be massive. I pretty much go over that here. You buy the dip here, 22 cents. We go to 44 cents, which we already know the all-time high is 45 cents here. So you buy the dip here and you go to 44 cents, you pretty much just 2x your buy-in here. So buying the dip, it works. That's why it works, especially here. Bought at 92 cents, goes to $1.84. It's 2x your gains. So, and $1.84 is nothing for Matic, but I'm just saying, like, that's how you really look at it from a buying the dip kind of aspect. But until we see Bitcoin dominance at around 35, then I would be concerned. but for the most part, we're still very early. And I also want to, I really want to talk about the idea that, Bitcoin, you guys already know that Bitcoin experiences FUD almost every bull run. FUD is what thrives a bull run overall. During all the last ones, we seen, over 10 plus dips on Bitcoin that, it's all to really shake out weak hands. If you guys want, me to really talk you guys up from like, selling these dips and kind of losing out on a ton of massive gains, don't expect me to, because, I already go over why it's important to have diamond hands, why it's important to HODL, why it's important to have patience in this game, because it all works together as a team. Pretty much separating your emotions from something like losing $10,000 in one day is very hard to do. But if you can, you'll always win in this game. And the only reason why I say that is because there will be more days like this. In fact, there will be days worse than this. The best way that I could explain it is, listen, there's a lot of people who were caught in the 2017 and 2018, bear traps. Once we go into a bear market, if you're still holding, it's going to be rough. But I can promise you that a bear market is nothing like this. If we look at this from a percentage wise, going from the top of this candle, for an example, down to this bottom candle, it's only a 16% drop in price. That's nothing. During a bear market, we will go down 80%. It's nearly a guarantee almost. It's just pretty much market patterns. And I mean, even 80% from the top of this candle here, just to give you guys an idea on where that will put us. Let's zoom out a little bit. So 80% from the top of this candle down would have put us at about $10,000. And the reason why I draw that is because if you thought that a dip down to 46,000 was, tough, it was stressful, blah, 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 then what would you do if a dip from 54 to $10,000 happened? I mean, that's the best way that I could describe it. You really got to separate emotions from this game, because we're nowhere close to the bear market right now. I think the bear market happens sometime later in December into January, and then really, bottoming out during February. Now, again, we just really have to watch PA, because, predicting the future is pretty much no one's job. You can't. It's pretty much like a meteorologist predicting the weather. 9 times out of 10, they're pretty much, kind of right. Not all the time, but for the most part, yeah. I mean, we just really got to watch the market. But for now, I just want to say, stay calm, stay vigilant, collect your emotions, kind of put them to the side, because we are still only in the beginning of this bull market. And I don't care what anybody else says. They could go ahead and say, hey, we've been pumping for months now. We're getting close to the top. I don't want to hear that, because even if we look at past markets, we still see the same thing. We're building and building and building for the parabolic rises. We haven't gotten there yet. So, with that being said, I hope that you guys are staying vigilant. I hope that you guys are staying calm, collective. Remember, separate emotions from this game. You'll win all the time. Stay smart. Don't get too greedy, of course. And also, be patient. Patience is key in this game. Trust me, I have made mistakes myself. I'm not perfect. I have lost out on a ton of money. It's pretty much, everybody makes mistakes in this, and, nobody's perfect. I don't care who you are. It's the game, you got to play it. You're just gonna pretty much make up lost ground and just be happy that, you're seeing something that a lot of people don't really experience, and that's financial history in the making. So, with that being said, guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and turn notifications on. I'm giving away free knowledge all the time, as well as trying to be as active as possible. If you guys want more free knowledge, definitely join the Discord, and also follow me on Twitter. They're in the description below. Nonetheless, this has been Nick. Peace out.